Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly felt powerful in your own life? Not because of someone else's validation, not because they text you back, but because you decided that you are unstoppable. See, too many people make the same mistake when they want someone back. They chase, they beg, they wait by the phone. And what does that do? It pushes the other person further away. You want him back? I'll tell you the secret. Stop trying to get him back. Because here's the truth. People don't come back to neediness. They come back to power. They come back to the person they can't have. The person who is so magnetic, so full of life, that they don't need anyone to complete them. The biggest mistake people make when trying to get someone back is putting all their energy into that person instead of themselves. They wake up thinking about them, check their phone constantly, scroll through their social media, and analyze every little thing they do. This creates a cycle of obsession where every thought and action revolves around someone else. The problem is, this energy is repelling, not attracting. When you put someone on a pedestal, they feel it. They sense that you are waiting, that your emotions depend on their actions. And that dynamic kills attraction. Instead of focusing on them, you need to turn that energy inward. Think about it. When was the last time you did something just for yourself? When was the last time you woke up excited about your own life, not about whether they texted you back? The truth is, people are drawn to those who radiate confidence and purpose. When you make yourself the priority, your whole energy shifts. You stop looking for validation, you stop waiting, and you start moving. And that movement, that self-focus, is what makes people take notice. Start by identifying the areas in your life that need growth. Are you in the best shape of your life? Are you learning new things, setting goals, and pushing yourself? Or have you been stuck in the same place, hoping that getting this person back will magically fix everything? The hard truth is, no one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You have to become the kind of person who doesn't just wait for things to happen, but makes things happen. Think about the version of you that they fell for in the first place. Were you confident, excited about life, full of energy? Chances are, over time, you let go of that version of yourself. You got comfortable, you got attached, and you started depending on them for happiness. That's not attractive. What's attractive is someone who is so focused on their own growth, their own joy, that they don't have time to sit around wondering what someone else is doing. When you step into that energy, something shifts. You become magnetic. The irony is, the moment you stop needing them, they start feeling your absence. When they sense that you are moving forward without them, they start questioning their own choices. They start missing the energy you brought to their life. But this can't be an act. You can't just pretend to be moving on while secretly waiting for them to notice. You have to actually do the work. You have to build a life that excites you with or without them. And when you do that, one of two things will happen. Either they will come back, drawn to this new version of you, or you will realize that you were always capable of something better. Either way, you win. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to get them back. The goal is to get you back. Most people operate from a place of scarcity when it comes to relationships, and they don't even realize it. They believe that if they lose one person, they've lost their only shot at love, happiness, or connection. This mindset creates fear, desperation, and neediness. When someone thinks they've found the one, they start to cling, overthink, and try to control the situation because deep down, they believe that if this person leaves, they won't find anyone better. But that energy pushes people away. Scarcity makes people act in ways that lower their value. Texting too much, seeking constant reassurance, overanalyzing words and actions. It creates a dynamic where one person is trying to keep the other instead of being confident in their worth. The truth is, there is no single person that completes you. That idea is an illusion. There are billions of people in the world, and if you open yourself up to possibilities, you'll realize that you have far more options than you think. An abundance mindset means you know that if one person doesn't see your value, someone else will. It means that you don't chase because you understand that you are the prize. You don't wait around for someone to decide whether they want you or not because you already know your worth. When you shift into an abundance mindset, everything changes. You stop acting out of fear and start acting out of confidence. You stop thinking in terms of losing someone and start thinking in terms of who is worthy of being in your life. This shift is powerful because it naturally makes you more attractive. Instead of seeking validation, you exude certainty. Instead of trying to convince someone to stay, you create an energy where people feel lucky to be around you. People can sense when you believe you have options, and that belief makes you more desirable. It's not about playing games or pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely knowing that you will be okay no matter what happens. This makes you less reactive, less emotional about small things, and more in control of your own life. You no longer get anxious when someone pulls away because you understand that their actions don't define your worth. The scarcity mindset makes you settle. It makes you accept behaviors you shouldn't, tolerate situations that drain you, and stay in relationships that no longer serve you. But when you embrace abundance, you raise your standards. You don't accept breadcrumbs because you know you deserve the whole meal. You don't fight for someone who isn't fighting for you because you understand that real love isn't forced, it's mutual. The key is fully believing in this mindset, not just pretending. It's about actually becoming the type of person who knows without a doubt that they have limitless options, that they bring value wherever they go, and that their happiness is never dependent on one single person. When you embody that truth, you stop chasing, and ironically, that's when people start chasing you. Most people underestimate the power of distance and silence. When someone pulls away, the natural reaction is to chase, to reach out, to try to fix things. The fear of losing them creates a sense of urgency, making people desperate for reassurance. But this is exactly what pushes the other person further away. When someone is uncertain or withdrawing, it means they need space. And when you refuse to give it to them, you become the problem instead of the solution. Silence and distance, however, do something powerful. They create mystery, they create curiosity, and most importantly, they allow the other person to feel your absence. Human nature is wired to appreciate what is scarce and undervalue what is always available. When you are constantly reaching out, texting, calling, or trying to get them to talk, you are sending a message that says, I'm always here no matter how you treat me. That removes the sense of value and importance. But when you step back, when you go silent, when you stop trying to force communication, something changes. The mind fills in the blanks. They start wondering why you're not chasing, why you're not reacting, and whether they made the right decision by pulling away. Silence is one of the most powerful psychological tools in relationships. It creates tension, and tension creates attraction. When someone is used to your presence, they take it for granted. They assume you'll always be there, always available. But the moment you remove that presence, the dynamic shifts. Suddenly, they feel a void. They start questioning things they didn't question before. Did I make the right choice? Why aren't they reaching out? Have they moved on? And that curiosity can quickly turn into regret. Distance does something else that most people overlook. It gives you clarity. When emotions are high, when you're wrapped up in missing someone, it's easy to see things through a distorted lens. But when you create space, you start to view the situation more objectively. You begin to ask yourself if this person is truly right for you. You start focusing on your own happiness instead of just the outcome you desperately want. And often when you do this, you begin to realize that you are making that person the center of your world instead of making yourself the priority. The key is not to use silence as a manipulation tactic, but as a genuine way to regain your own power. If you are constantly giving, constantly available, constantly proving your worth, you will always be in a position of chasing. But when you step back, when you let go, when you create space, the right person will notice. And if they don't, then they were never meant to be in your life long term. Silence is not weakness. It is control. It is self-respect. It is the ability to say, I am enough with or without you. And when you master that, you stop worrying about whether they will come back, because by then you will have already won. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about energy, the way you carry yourself, the way you walk into a room, the way people feel when they're around you. Becoming irresistibly magnetic isn't about trying to impress others. It's about becoming so confident, so fulfilled, so alive that people can't help but be drawn to you. Most people think attraction is something external, something you create through words or actions. But true magnetism is felt, not forced. It's the difference between someone who chases and someone who naturally attracts. It starts with owning your presence. You've seen those people. The ones who don't say much, but when they enter a space, everyone notices. They don't need attention. Attention finds them. That kind of presence comes from self-certainty, from knowing your worth so deeply that you don't seek validation from others. And the secret is, you don't have to be born with it. You can create it. The first step is building an extraordinary life. When your world is exciting, when you have purpose, when you wake up every day with passion, that energy radiates. People are naturally drawn to those who have something going for them. Think about it. Who is more attractive? Someone who sits around waiting for a text back, or someone who is too busy living their best life to even check their phone? People want to be around energy that elevates them. They are drawn to those who inspire them, challenge them, and make them feel something deeper. Your physical presence plays a role too, but not in the way most people think. It's not about having perfect looks. It's about how you present yourself. Do you walk with confidence? Do you take care of your body, your health, your style? When you feel good, you carry yourself differently. You move with certainty. You make eye contact. You command respect without saying a word. This isn't about superficial attraction. It's about embodying the best version of yourself and letting that shine. And then there's emotional magnetism. This is what makes people feel addicted to you. It's about being unpredictable in the best way, having depth, passion, and a sense of mystery. Most people make the mistake of being too available, too predictable, too easy to figure out. But attraction thrives on tension. It's about giving someone just enough to keep them intrigued, but never so much that they feel like they have you completely figured out. It's about making every interaction with you feel fresh, exciting, and different from what they experience with anyone else. Your mindset is everything. The moment you believe you are magnetic, you are. The moment you stop seeking approval and start embodying the kind of person who naturally attracts, the game changes. The key is not trying to be liked. It's knowing that you don't need to be. When you own your space, when you cultivate passion, purpose, and presence, you become someone people don't just like, you become someone they can't forget. Emotional bonds aren't built through logic, they're built through feelings. People don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. If you want to trigger a deep emotional bond, it's not about words, persuasion, or proving your worth. It's about creating experiences and emotions that make someone feel connected to you on a level they can't explain. The strongest bonds aren't formed through constant communication or routine interactions. They come from moments that stir something deep inside. Passion, excitement, comfort, nostalgia, or even a little mystery. Most people try to rekindle a connection by talking about the past, but that rarely works. Talking about a great memory isn't the same as recreating the feeling of it. Instead of reminding someone why they once felt something for you, make them feel it again. If you used to laugh all the time, bring back that energy. If there was excitement in the early days, spark new experiences that feel just as thrilling. People don't fall in love with you, they fall in love with how they feel around you. One of the most powerful ways to trigger emotional depth is through shared vulnerability. Surface-level conversations don't create lasting bonds. Deep, meaningful exchanges do. The key is making someone feel safe and understood in a way they don't feel with anyone else. People connect most deeply with those who see them fully, who make them feel like their thoughts, fears, and dreams actually matter. The moment someone feels like they can be their truest self around you without judgment, the bond strengthens in a way that logic can't undo. Another way to deepen emotional connection is through contrast. If every interaction is the same, it becomes predictable. But when emotions shift, when there are moments of intensity, laughter, silence, and mystery, it creates a roller coaster effect that makes the relationship feel alive. Attraction thrives in tension and release. Too much stability without emotional contrast leads to comfort, not passion. But when there's a mix of intensity and unpredictability, it builds a sense of emotional addiction. Music, scents, places, and shared experiences also play a role. People associate emotions with sensory triggers. A certain song, a familiar place, a specific experience, all of these can bring back powerful emotions. If you want to reconnect deeply, incorporate these subconscious triggers into your interactions. The right song can transport someone back to a moment that felt unforgettable. A shared experience in a meaningful place can reignite the connection without a single word. Attraction isn't about being the perfect person. It's about being the person who makes them feel something they can't find anywhere else. When someone associates you with passion, excitement, and deep emotional safety, they won't just want you back. They'll crave the connection they only feel when they're with you. It's never about convincing someone to stay. It's about making the experience of being with you so rich, so deep, so irreplaceable that leaving no longer feels like an option.